Lagos. You're welcome to another episode of Let's Talk About It, the talk show by the Lagos State Domestic and Sexual Violence Agency, where you already know that we talk about the myths, the facts, and the law about sexual and gender-based violence. I am Oyi Konsola Momo.
And I am Ikudaisi Oluwatobi.
And we are your hosts. So sit up and join the conversation.
SGBV, let's talk about it. Welcome, viewers, to today's episode of Let's Talk About It. And with us today, we have Dr. Richard Somiari, the Center Director, Lagos State DNA and Forensic Center. It's good to have you here with us, Doctor.
Thank you.
So, Doctor, please, we would like to know, first of all, who is Dr. Richard Somiari?
Good question. First, I'm excited and privileged to be here. Thank you for having me. Richard Somiari. I have a background in biochemistry. I have a PhD in biochemistry, and in the last 25 years, I've been involved in life science research with special emphasis in forensics. So I'm really, really happy to be here.
We are excited to have you here.
We've been running the Lagos State Lab for about 5 years now.
Okay.
And we've been doing some great things in partnership with DSVA.
Wow.
Which we are going to talk about today.
Excellent.
Absolutely.
Okay. So let's get into it.
Yeah.
So do we want to ask about forensics and the importance of forensic in solving SGBV crimes?
Yes.
How important is forensic?
I will tell you that forensics is very, very important. First, let me tell you what forensic is. Forensic science is the use of scientific methods to address issues of public interest.
Okay.
A lot of people think that forensic science is only for things relevant in law or related to law. No, anything of public interest. It doesn't have to end up in court.
My assumptions too.
Okay, so forensic science is so critical in many aspects of our life and many things we do, because it is one of the only objective and unbiased methods to document issues that may be relevant in the court. Collection of evidence, extremely important, right? Oftentimes you are required to prove the nature and the extent of the violence.
Okay.
Which means that if you do not have what we call objective evidence, something that cannot be questioned or challenged, then you have very little chance of winning your case. So when you talk about gender-based violence, it's extremely important that the right kind of evidence is collected, the evidence is collected at the right time, the packaging. There are so many processes involved in the evidence process. The most important thing in such violence is to make sure you report on time.
Okay.
And you make sure that you're dealing with the right experts that will be able to collect the right kind of evidence, handle it in the right way, and then have it analyzed in the right way.
In the right way. So is this where rape kits come in?
Exactly.
Exactly. So tell us more about rape kits and how you use rape kits.
So if you are ever sexually assaulted, one of the first things you want to do is to report at one of the centers designated that have people trained and know what to do. So there are specialized kits that are put together specifically for that purpose.
Okay.
It's very important to use the right kind of kit, and the sample should be collected by the right kind of people, experts in that specific field.
Okay.
So this kit will contain swabs. These are items that can, like cotton wool, but they have to be sterile. This will be used to collect samples from different parts of the body, because it's extremely important that you present at the right place and the right person is using the right tools to collect the sample.
So this means no shower, no touching up. Immediately it happens, just look for somewhere that they can attend to you to get the right evidence.
Exactly. Because the longer it takes you to get there, the more likely you're going to lose the evidence, especially the biological evidence.
Okay.
No taking of shower, no touch-up. Don't even change the clothes
that you
are putting on.
This is where a lot of people would make some mistakes, I believe.
Yes.
Exactly.
Okay.
So
that is going to make me ask these very important questions.
Yeah.
Preservation of evidence.
Okay.
You know, peradventure an individual who got caught up in sexual assault, rape in particular, and then the environment he or she is in at a particular time does not warrant her to report on time. So, preserving evidences, how do people go about that?
Okay.
You see, that's why forensic is important. Forensic is the silent witness. Oftentimes, such violence, such gender-based and sexual violence will occur between people that know themselves, right? And so there's going to be an issue of he said, she said, okay? So once it happens, it's very important that you present for evidence collection. Now, the fact that you did not present on time doesn't mean you shouldn't still come forward, because expert forensic scientists, both on the medical side and the core forensic science side, will be able to recognize things that a layman will not recognize.
Yeah.
For example, if there was penetration, right? After 72 hours, it is still possible to find DNA evidence.
Viewers, are you listening?
It's still possible to find DNA evidence.
Yeah.
If you have scratches on your body or you have torn clothes, even after a week, that could be presented. It is possible to identify biological fluids like urine, saliva, blood. And forensic science right now can differentiate, because oftentimes people would say, oh, it was menstrual blood, it was not fluids. No, we can differentiate between those two. And one of the things that forensic science will try to do is to place the man, the perpetrator, or the woman, depending on who was propagating the violence, at the scene of the crime. And where is the scene of the crime? Is the person that was assaulted, right? The clothes and all those items are critical items of evidence. So what does forensic science do in general? Forensic science will enable you establish the element of a crime. The next thing is to include or exclude potential perpetrators or suspects. The third most important is to reconstruct the event. So every item you have, right, related to that incident should be presented. That's key. And time is of the essence. The longer it takes you to present, the more likely certain critical evidence will be lost.
So what of in cases where there is manipulation, even when the person has come immediately, we've taken the evidence, even within the forensics lab, is there a possibility of errors?
Nothing is impossible. However, in forensic science, we are unbiased, right? So there are protocols in place that ensure that errors do not occur. Now, if errors occur, it can be detected. So there are multiple levels, right, of review on the scientific side, technical side, and administrative side. We know the error rates. One of the things you do, LSDFC, an accredited lab, one of the things you have to do to ensure that whatever you present is credible is to establish what we call an error rate.
Error rate.
Yes, so we go through several processes to understand what's the likelihood that error could have occurred. And following multiple reviews, we are able to detect when those errors occur. Now, if you deliberately want to fake it, you can always retest. That's the beautiful thing about forensic science. If you say it's a science, it means you can challenge it and retest it. And it's not going to be a science if the different labs are not coming up with the same kind of answers, if you exclude deliberate manipulations and changing of data.
I'm sure this is really interesting news to the viewers, because a lot of people, they don't even know that Lagos State has a forensics lab. They don't even know what it takes for labs like this and DSVA working to get access to justice. You know, a lot of people don't even know there are rape kits available at strategic locations. When you are assaulted, when there is rape, go to these places. And you just told us about the process. A lot of people, when the assault happens, when the rape happens, they go and quickly take a shower because
they just want it out.
There's this, I need to be cleansed from this rubbish. Right? So now, anybody that is listening, if you've ever gone through this, or you know people that you know are susceptible to this, tell them. You know, and we're going to provide information about locations where there are rape kits, locations where you can go to, and know that Lagos State has a lab, a forensics lab. where due diligence is going to be done in order for you to access justice. So do we have any other questions?
One of the things I like to point out is that gender-based violence doesn't have to be limited to rape.
Yes.
So people are encouraged to report because violence comes in different forms. And whether you were raped or not raped, but you were abused, right? Forensic science can still identify and be able to explain, right, the nature and the extent of the violence. Forensic science is one of the tools that you can use to answer questions, especially when there are no witnesses. Oftentimes, the perpetrator is known, or is known to the victim or the survivor, right? So it becomes, was it consensual or not? One of the tools that can help you establish that, no, this was not consensual is forensic science.
Forensic science, this is so important.
Okay, so I want to ask a very important question because I've been working alongside with DSVA on so many levels. So I've been able to, handle some cases which are quite vital and quite, every case is unique. But there's this case. The family of the deceased, and unfortunately the deceased was the survivor in this case. She wanted to put to bed and then she had contractions and she passed away. But there were reports of domestic violence. So my question is, even on the deceased, because the family of the deceased wants to get justice, can forensic examinations be done in that regard?
Absolutely. That is where you have the medical examiners, the forensic pathologists. Okay, once there is a dissident, then the forensic pathologists step in. They would find things that other people will not find. So forensic science involves multiple fields. We have some core disciplines. Some of them are lab-based, others are medical-based, like the forensic psychologists. Forensic psychologists can uncover things you would not uncover. So, yes, by asking through the process of autopsy, they will ask the deceased questions, and they will have answers that will help in reconstruction of the events that led to the cause and the manner of death. So absolutely, that can be done. So we have done some interesting programs with DSVA, and I think we ran a pilot recently, where for the first time, the perpetrator was found guilty, even when the survivor wasn't present in court to give evidence.
Wow.
That's the first time something like that has happened. And the only reason why it happened was because we followed a protocol that carefully documented all the events. They used forensic medical examiners, they used people who interviewed the survivor, and we provide the DNA evidence that placed the two perpetrators at the scene of the crime. So when the survivor could not be found, because usually they are pressurized with different kinds of threats and the trauma, so they may not show up in court, but there was sufficient evidence to convict the perpetrators. They are convicted.
So now all these stories we have, I'll kill you here, nobody will know. I'll slap you here, nobody will know. Somebody knows. Somebody knows. Even if you kill the person, the dead can speak to the medical pathologist.
Exactly.
Good news.
Exactly.
Good news. This is the way forward.
Yeah, so take advantage of it. I mean, there are programs. We know that if somebody is assaulted, several things happen. One is they do nothing, which is a bad thing, right? The other is they go to the police, right? Or they go to a health center. Now, DSVA is putting together a program that is going to ensure wherever you show up, as long as you're showing up somewhere, police station or at the health center, you'll be taken care of. There are excellent tools and protocols in place. Now, we are the back end at the forensic lab. All we do is we receive the items of evidence, we question the items of evidence, and we provide answers that would help in court and reconstruction of the event.
Okay.
So we work hand in hand
with DSVA. So, Doctor, are there any other landmark cases you can share with us here today?
Yeah, we've done some landmark cases in partnership with DSVA.
Okay.
And one of the cases that come to mind is a case that involved rape and murder. Why was this case significant? Unfortunately, the victim was killed, right?
Wow. Wow.
But when we did the DNA test, although only one suspect was known, our DNA test revealed additional contributors.
Fantastic.
So we found out that
Fantastic.
2 people were involved in the assault. And based on the information we provided to the police, they were able to carry out additional investigations and arrest the second perpetrator.
Beautiful.
Without forensic DNA analysis, there is no way that we would have been able to establish that there was more than one. And guess what? People ask the question, how do you know it was not the partner? Well, we know because we have the partner's DNA, so we could exclude the partner. We knew there was another foreign DNA that did not match any of the people that had a reason to be there. And that was how the second perpetrator was arrested.
I love this story.
Wow.
Viewers, just so you know, this is Lagos State. This is not anywhere else. Here in Lagos State, DNA was carried out and they caught the second perpetrator.
Yes.
So it's possible. It's not magic. And it's happening here in Lagos State. So that is one landmark case. So now, Doctor, as we prepare to wrap up, right?
Yes.
If you were speaking to a victim of SGBV, whether rape, assault, or physical violence, what advice would you give the person immediately the act happens?
First, the advice I will give is that first, the person needs to understand that there are systems and processes in place established by the Lagos State government that would help them through the process.
Okay, so they must believe.
They must believe that
yes,
there are systems in place that will help them. Treat them, manage them until they heal. I want them to also, the person to also believe that there is help specifically that is going to be specific to addressing issues related to that incident because there are experts available that receive regular training and they know how to handle that. Next thing would be don't stay home. Speak out. Step forward and report your incident. Immediately. Because if you don't do that, that perpetrator is going to do it to someone else. Such people need to stop. My advice, there is help. Make a phone call, present yourself at the relevant center where evidence will be collected and documented. The sooner you do that, the better. The longer it takes you to show up, it's likely that certain kinds of evidence will be lost.
So viewers, you've heard from the horse's mouth. Speak up, speak out. There is help. You just need to, get to the channel where the help would come from. Of course, our toll-free line, the DSVA toll-free line, 08000 333 is there to report cases of domestic violence, sexual violence, gender-based violence of any form, of any kind, and even child abuse. So please do not zip the mouth up. This time it is for us to, report and, seek for the help that we desire. So I think this brings us.
Yes, we've gotten to, we've heard a lot from Dr. Somiari.
Yeah.
And we understand now that there is help.
There's help.
So don't hesitate, don't feel shame, just seek help. And like I said, we are going to share strategic locations where you can get the physical and also the emotional and psychological help.
Yeah.
So we can let Dr. Somiari go right now.
Yes.
What do you think?
Of course.
Yes. And then, of course, he's doing the great work alongside DSVA in the background.
I know what forensic is now.
And our viewers also know what forensic is now.
Yes.
So thank you so much.
Thank you very much,
Somiari.
Thank you.
It was
Nice,
a pleasure
Thank
having
you. It was
with us
great
today.
being here. Thank you.
Thank
you.
so much, sir. So, Toby, we had a couple of questions from last episode.
Please bring it in.
But there is one in particular I want us to talk about.
So I'm guessing that one will be.
It's a serious one.
Okay.
So a gentleman sent in a question, and I'm going to try to paraphrase here.
Okay.
So he says, Toby Anoinka, based on the episode last week, I want to tell you about something that happened. I met a girl on one of the social platforms, and we got talking. We decided to meet up. Before we met up, I sent her some money for bone straight hair and to go to the spa, and she also took her friends out. Eventually, we met, we went for dinner, and then we went to see a movie. In the movie hall, we got touchy. Right, I put my hands on her laps. He went on and on and on. He now basically said, you know what? She gave me the green light.
Wow.
As a sharp guy, I quickly booked a hotel room because I knew things were going to go down. Eventually, she followed me to the hotel room, and when we got there and I was about to get busy, we were supposed to have a nice time. She was reluctant. Now, based on what your guests said last week, if I proceeded with her, I wanted to have my way, would that be considered rape or not? Over to you. Man to man.
Bro, I hope you are watching this episode.
I hope so.
I just hope so. First off, man to man, guy to guy, I would advise you, as you did not do anything, just go and be thanking God. Just go to church and go and do Thanksgiving, because if you are done without our permission, without our consent, the penalty is liable to life imprisonment.
So in summary, in one sentence, if you went ahead, it would have been
life imprisonment.
Rape.
Considered rape.
Okay. And I think we need to remind the viewers about what consent is.
Yeah.
And remember
fries. Yeah. IES.
Freely given, reversible,
informed, enthusiastic, and specific. Yeah, specific.
Never forget that. So thank your God, right? That you stopped it there. Now, man, you be.
But wait, I know
right?
it will be itching to ask this question. So has all my investment gone to waste?
Well, it's up to you. You were toasting the babe. You were chasing the babe.
You see,
and you decided to freely give.
For me, what I would advise is that as a guy, maybe now you follow and talk. You are the one who talk to her. Talk to her, babe. This thing is get as the body is doing you.
And then if she freely
says, okay, fine. But as you have not done anything when she said no, I dove my cap for you.
Congratulations
on that one. Congratulations.
And I'll keep saying it. Naman
you be.
So Toby, another question, and this is from a lady. And I already have my chest is already doing one kind.
It's because it's lady stuff now.
So she said, and as usual, I'm paraphrasing again, that I used to be in a relationship with a guy. We were really close and everything, and I sent him some of my intimate pictures. Now we are no longer together, and he's threatening to distribute my nudes,
onto waiting.
He's threatening to distribute my nudes if I do not come and sleep with him one last time. I don't know what to do. And how can I access justice? So she's just basically asking what she can do in this situation.
So she's just hanging in there. She's in limbo. Yes. Okay, first off, she should not fret, because anybody who has threatened or has put intimate pictures, videos, whatever out there on social media is tagged as revenge porn, and it's a crime. It is. And the time for it is about 3 to 7 thereabouts.
3 to 7 years.
Yes, yeah, thereabouts. And the interesting fact is that they tend to regret
doing it.
Yes, because I think I've witnessed one of those cases one time, and it's really devastating. But why would you do such a thing? How would you want to do such a thing?
It's so common these days. I've noticed that it's so common that because now we are in the generation where, it has been happening in social media that is bringing
this thing. Right, that's now. I tell people, people has not
and things like
people
that.
Has evolved. It's just that social media has helped us, remove that veil for people to see more. of this.
So revenge porn.
It's a big
So it's
deal.
important for people to know there is something called revenge porn.
It's a big deal. This is when somebody threatens to, put your explicit videos, pictures out there without your consent.
Yeah.
Because, of course, they want to get back at you for whatever reason in particular. And
for me, this is my own personal advice to anybody that is watching, right? Try not to send your intimate photos to anybody.
I won't doubt.
Right now, when they say the internet does not forget.
Yeah. True.
When you send something digitally, you have iCloud, you have OneNote on Google. Your digital footprints are there for years and years to come, right? So male, female,
whoever
you are, try as much as possible not to share your nudes.
If your body is pushing you, just
you don't know what tomorrow.
You don't know what tomorrow.
Like you see, they were in a relationship.
Yeah,
they thought,
everything was smooth sailing. Everything was over the moon.
Happened, and the true colors were revealed. If she did not send the nudes now,
that would have saved her the anxiety and because I can almost imagine that.
So the advice really is, don't send your nudes. If you want to go and see your romantic partner, or even to your husband or your wife, by the way, divorce happens, separation happens.
Things can happen.
Your partner can lose his digital device. He gets into the wrong
hands and then boom.
Right?
Yeah,
so
true.
The advice is, don't send your nudes. I hope you take our advice. So we are just here. We are just doing what
we are just talking about.
We are just talking about it.
Just there, sharp.